Jim here to help you with pricing your property. One thing we have learned in this business is that the speed at which a property gets rented is always a function of price. This means that if your property is priced properly, we will get you a tenant within a couple of weeks. We've also learned that if you have your property priced way over market, it's going to take us forever to get you a tenant. So the price at which a property is advertised is super sensitive. Tenants are very sensitive to price when it comes to renting a property. It's not about features, it's not about neighborhood, it's about price. What we're trying to do here is try to get you the most money at the same time getting a tenant that's going to take care of your property. And this is all about numbers. This is a numbers game. So let's go deep into pricing your property. By the way, you can price this property at whatever you like. You can ask
for $1 million.
At the end of the day, the market decides what your property is going to rent for, not Limestone Investments. And also let you know that you can change your mind at any time. You can just text us or email us and say, hey, Jim, we want to modify the advertised price for the property, and we'll do it for you immediately. So let's talk about the 5 reasons why overpricing a property works against you. Number 1 reason that it works against you is tenant quality. You see, if your property is at market, we will have a lot of tenants to select from. More tenants to select from equal better quality tenant. The second penalty to overpricing your property is the search engines are going to filter your property out.
They search on price, bedrooms, baths, garage, pool, and school district. They're not searching for can lights. If your unit is priced at $1,500 but their budget is $1,300, they're never going to admire all those little special upgrades that you did.
The third penalty to overpricing your property is your tenant's not going to stay long. What happens is we have found that tenants that come from California or other major cities, they'll come here and they'll discover that they've been had. They're paying way too much to rent your property. So within a couple of months after talking to people and looking around, they're going to start looking for another place to live. This means when the lease ends, that tenant's going to leave, and we're going to have to start this vicious cycle all over again. The fourth reason why overpriced properties can work against you is vandalism. Every month, one of our properties gets attacked because the owner wanted to wait to get a little bit more money, and in the meantime, someone got in there and destroyed the place. This happens all the time. And by the way, your insurance won't cover that. If you have a property that's vacant, most policies won't cover vandalism. The fifth reason why you don't want to overprice your property is because of math. Every day that your property is vacant costs you money. If you have a condo, when you grab this $50 bill and light it up, that's what happens every day your property is vacant in a condo. If you have a house, grab a Benjamin and light it up. That's how much money you're losing every day that your house is vacant. So when we do your property analysis, we're going to do a little spreadsheet for you, make it more complicated than it really needs to be. But we're going to show you how much money you're losing every day that your property is not occupied. You're going to see, for example, on this green line, this is the number at which all the properties in that neighborhood that were similar to yours rented for. That is what we call the baseline. The baseline means we're going to get a tenant probably within 2 weeks of advertising at that price. Anything above that means it's going to take longer to get a tenant. And you can see, if you add how much it costs you per day, not having a tenant costs you money in the long run. There are 2 other factors that can influence the speed at which a property is occupied. I have another video called Preparation, but we're going to talk about it briefly here because it does have an impact. Number 1 is cleanliness. If your property is filthy and there's roaches crawling around, that person is going to walk through, that person's not even going to walk through your property. They're going to walk in the door, see everything that's going on, and they're going to do an about face. So many times Owners don't pay attention to cleanliness. If you want us to clean it for you, we'll do it toot sweet. Make certain your property is clean. Number one requirement. The second requirement is ease of showing. Sometimes we have owners that tie our hands and make it difficult to show a property. If your property is occupied, or if we have too many hurdles to get through to show that property, that's going to slow us down. Agents are lazy. If your property is difficult to show, they're just going to go somewhere else. So in summary, the speed at which a property is rented is a function of price. If you're going to try to swing for the fence, get a couple $100 more rent, that actually is going to work against you in the long run. If your property is not vacant yet, or you're purchasing a property, or it's tenant occupied, please watch our next video on preparation. That's also going to save you a lot of money. Thank you for watching.